this agent could bring me a buyer, couldn't they? But the probability is that the agents that are focused in that area are going to most likely have a larger buyer inventory for that property, right? Do you think it might be a good idea to communicate with those agents? How can you do that?
Phone call.
Phone call.
Postcard.
Postcard.
Embedded email.
Embedded email. I love it. Can I give you a strategy as you're getting this out on the market? I think a lot of us right now, I'll say nobody in this room, but a lot of the folks, a lot of professionals in our business are just doing it this. Hey, I got a listing appointment on Tuesday, so I'm just gonna put the listing up on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever I can conveniently put it up. Really arbitrary is what I'm kind of getting at. What if you actually put some thought into when you put it on the market? If you had to put some thought into it, what would be the perfect day of the week that you would put the listing on the market, ideally?
On Monday?
Monday,
Thursday.
Friday, Thursday,
Wednesday?
Wednesday?
Any day?
One of the seven?
Just pocket the listing, pocket the
Yeah.
listing.
Don't even put it on the market. Here's my suggestion, guys. Why not look at Tuesday or Wednesday? Why not look at Tuesday or Wednesday and at this point do a no-show? I would actually suggest Wednesday and do a no-show until the following Sunday when you can have a major open house. Now, what might I do Monday and Tuesday?
Agent only.
Agent reviews.
Put the sign in the yard.
Could do agent previews, sign in the yard, KWLS. Here's what I would probably do. I mean, I think all those are great. So Monday, I'm probably going ahead and there will be a sign in the yard and there's a flyer that says coming soon. That's all it is. My mug's on it, coming soon, my phone number. Do you think that anybody passing by might create some urgency with that? It's not in the MLS, so who are they gonna call? Ghostbusters. Actually, they're coming out with a
Gotta have the
sequel,
brokerage.
should be coming out with another one. Yeah, so guys, so if I've got a coming soon out there and my mug's on it, my information, it's not in the MLS, do I retain all of the information? They have to, I'm the conduit for their information. There's lead opportunity number one. Okay, lead opportunity number two. Why don't I go ahead and do a reverse prospecting for the agents that are in that area? Maybe they're the dominant agents. I don't care how you guys put this together. Dominant agents in that area that are doing volume, production, whatever you want to look at it there. Or individuals that have a buyer that are looking for homes that are specific to that area. You can do that through reverse prospecting. Now, what can't you do with reverse prospecting? Can I email them all right out of the MLS? No, right? Why don't I pick up the phone? Hey, Mike, I just want to let you know I got a property coming available at 123 Main Street. It's pretty sweet. I know that you've got a buyer that's looking in that area for that type of home. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath ranch, and for the most part, I think your buyers are going to really enjoy it. Cool thing about it is that it pays out 4%. Take note of that. I'm going to asterisk that in a second. It pays out 4%, and it's a no-show until this Sunday's open house from 1 to 3. I'd love it if you had your buyers come through, and I'll make sure I take good care of them for you. Is that cool with you? Great. Now this is on Monday or Tuesday. Again, it's not an MLS. What might Mike do?
All his buyers have called.
Why?
Is that 4%?
4%.
Well, that's the
Plus
immediate
it's not
one.
market. He can show his clients his value because he's showing them something that's not even on the market.
So if I make Mike look like an all-star and I get a contract on Sunday, am I okay with that? Pretty cool, right? So I'm going through the entire list and I'm having those agent relationships and I'm calling each one. I gotta tell you guys, there's only one agent in my entire career that had done this with any sort of consistency, one of the top agents, Mike Bogus, and she was just a rock star at it. Killer at it, unbelievable. And it worked out every single time. She jammed up that open house. So do you guys like it when your open houses have a buzz? What about the prospective buyers? What are they thinking?
I better jump on it.
I better jump on it, right?
Hey, John. There's a guy in the city, Paul Sager with Remax. Paul does this, and he actually has sellers and buyers and agents call him. Hey, we heard you're listing 123 Main Street. What's it going for? And the seller hasn't even called Paul yet.
Right.
The people know, the sellers are already saying, yeah, we're listing with Paul next week. He doesn't even know. It's just amazing. It's a great technique.
So guys, now here's the cool part about it though. How many agents do you think are sitting down with their sellers and say, I've got a strategic approach to how we're going to position your property on the market? Do you think any of them are? Probably not. So, I mean, do you think that might go ahead and position you and say, wow, this person's actually got to focus on the game plan of what they want to do with the property? And if they're offering the 4%, I mean, that might allow them to go ahead and push that envelope on the pricing. But if they complement it with the best pricing that they can, then you get a pretty good chance of getting that thing sold that first Sunday. And by the way, that's probably the only time that I'd really be gung-ho about an open house. Right?
Are you, after Sunday, is it still 4%?
My strategy was 4% for the first 2 weeks, and then after that, we got into a conversation. We brought it back down to whatever was customary, and that was also when I was asking for a price reduction. So see how that kind of set up, So basically, we go from 4 to 2.7 or whatever, and what we can do is it sets up for a price reduction conversation.
Yeah, because if you've done all that at the front end, the seller would be hard pressed to resist price reduction.
Right.
Because the market's talking.
Right. Hey, by the way, how much did that strategy cost you that I just shared there? Nothing. Some time, right? So do you guys think you can go ahead and maybe implement some of those things to get some more of those listings sold? And I would be judicious about which ones you use those on. If you have a large inventory, I'd be thinking the ones that are, that 20% or those really nice properties that are going to create some commotion. If you did that for every single property that you were hammering out in one neighborhood, it's going to go ahead and turn into white noise within the realtor community. You guys get all those flyers and that sort of thing that come across from the same agent, that's why, okay? Good things?
Good things.
All right, I want to share with you something we got kind of going on Thursday. So it's the mid-year business strategy session. I want you guys to write these 2 questions down, all right? 2 questions I'd like you to ask yourself right now. What am I tracking to do over the next 6 months? Over the course of this year, what's the production level that I should be hitting, assuming that my production remains the same that I've had the first 6 months? Well, just a second. And then the second one is, have I hit my potential? So what am I tracking to do, and have I hit my potential? And if you're being really honest with that, guys, what do you think the response might be on that second one?
I know. Michelle, you started from
I gotta tell you guys, there's not a single, the most goal-averse person that I've asked this about has said no. Like vehemently, like with conviction. No, of course not. I've got a lot more to get, So if there's more that we can, obtain or that we can take care of or accommodate, it doesn't always need to be in the level of production. What else could it be? More production, less what? Time. So maybe we're striving for more production while putting in less effort. So if those might be 2 things you're looking at doing, I'd really think about being at the business strategy session on Thursday from 1 to 4. It's over at the Cottleville Cottleville City Hall. Okay, 1 to 4. Here's what we're going to be having. We got a parade of experts coming in. They're going to be talking about different things that they're focusing on. This right now, either they're making minor modifications or the things that they're really heavily focusing on to make sure that they explode out of the gate and have a powerful second half. All right. So some of the things we're going to be talking about, they're just launching or relaunching your business. So those agents that are looking to go ahead and get the engines running and just really get out of the gate. I know we got a lot of newer agents, so that's something that I think would be pretty critical for them. Now, the other thing too is that the market's a little bit different than what it was 2 or 3 years ago. Geez, 6 months ago, right? So we've also got agents that might be relaunching their business. They might want to know those fundamental things. Now, the other thing that's interesting about this is usually when the top agents check out, and they're like, I don't need to know that stuff. That's really interesting to me too, by the way, guys, because what do you think I hear from all the top agents? I already know it. But then later on, after they go ahead and they check out and they check their voicemails, all that sort of thing, then I hear 2-3 months down the road, man, I really need to get back to the basics. Wow. So what do you think launching and relaunching your business is going to be about? The basics, right? So with those top agents, it's about making sure we focus on, just hearing it again. It's stuff we already know, but we gotta hear that stuff to make sure that we're abiding by it. The second thing we're gonna be looking at are specific lead generation strategies that are working right now. Specific lead generation strategies that are working right now. And then, have you guys ever asked yourself, how do I increase my dollar per unit? Working smarter, not harder. We're gonna be talking about that. And then also, we've talked a lot about numbers. You heard Mark kind of say, well, we need to know our numbers. Well, that can kind of get overwhelming at times, can't it? Right. So what if you knew the specific numbers that you need to focus on to really go ahead and start to be able to quantify your business as one of those elite business professionals out there? So that's something we're gonna be looking at too. And then awareness of the market conditions. I think you guys have heard me talk about this before. I believe that right now, we've got a little bit of the ant and the grasshopper thing kind of going on right now. Does anybody know that parody? Tell me a little bit about it, Rick. I want to put you on tell me a little bit about what does that mean to you, the ant and the grasshopper?
Well, the ant just sort of was slow and steady, kept preparing for the winter, and the grasshopper, everything was abundant, and he just had a good old time and didn't think about the future. And so winter came and he had nothing left, and the ant was all secure and good for the year.
Go back to page 2 in your pamphlet. You think there might be some grasshoppers out there? So to me, it's all about making sure we winterize our business. And that's, I want you guys to have just a fabulous Christmas, and just have, just the most memorable Christmas that you can have with your family. And that starts today. Keith, what's the date today?
Halloween's coming up real fast.
It's a week away.
That's a week away from Halloween. It is.
Why do you say that?
Well, it's 90 days from now. There's 159 days left in the year.
That's scary.
So whenever I go on listing presentations, it says days on market. I always take that days on market. You can go to Google or whatever, and it's 2 and 1 days. We're looking at February of next year.
Yeah.
And that really hits them harder than days on market date. So yeah, we're Halloween next week.
So you hear that, guy? You're using that in your listing presentation.
Yeah, I'd take days on market and make it a date, and February 2nd, 2013 is when your house will sell based on the price you want. Is that okay with you?
That's pretty cool, guys. I would be using that. I want you to write something else down. Did anybody else kind of feel like a little bit of a punch in the gut there? A week away from
Halloween.
It's
good. The leaves are falling off the trees, and it's hard. You don't think about it when it's 102 out. A friend of mine told me, maybe someone in the
I
room.
don't think there's going to be any leaves left on the trees.
True.
Yeah.
But we're hot and sweaty, but really in 90 days it's going to be, the cold winds are going to be blowing and sellers are going to start to contract. And
so guys, do you think that it's still a little bit more urgency? Do you guys know what is urgency? Write this down, guys. Urgency is fast-paced action with purpose. Fast-paced action with purpose. That is what Thursday is going to be all about. So Diane's actually going to go ahead and send around a little sign-up sheet. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. 3 hours of your time. I can guarantee you'll get some great things out of it.
Costco will be there.
Oh, Costco will be there too, yeah.
Bringing snacks.
Bringing snacks. I like it. Cool. So I wanted to kind of move forward with some of the other initiatives that we got going on. E-Edge. We've talked a lot about it. We've had a lot of success with certain individuals and others that really haven't plugged into it yet. The spotlight on E-Edge, at this point, geez, man, I can't believe it's about a month ago we had it. I got hit with some pretty big ahas. Can I share some with you? And I'd write these down. The agents that went ahead and put their database into E-Edge and clicked go on the 33 touch. What is a 33 touch?
Drip marketing.
A drip marketing. So for some of the folks that are brand new and we're using all these kind of vernacular and stuff like that, what is 33? What does that do over the course of a year?
Touches them 33 times.
Touches them 33 times over the course of the year. What's important about that?
top of mind.
Top of mind. Guys, have you ever taken somebody to lunch and said, gee, Lisa, let's go grab a bite to eat, and then while we're out to eat, I'm just hammering you and saying, hey, I really think you need to buy a home right now. Let's get in the car and go look. Does it go that way? It's never gone that way with me. So it's pretty much, hey, John, I've had a chance to talk with the Mrs. or Mr., and, I think that, we want to take advantage of this situation, or whatever. Or I can't stand the Mrs. and I, want to go a different direction, right? That's true, right? So basically, they made the decision out before they came talk to me. They just sought out a trusted professional. So it's just a buy mind share, okay? It's the buy mind share there. So here, the individuals that have plugged into this, these are the types of numbers that they got. 71% increase in units closed. 117 increase in the volume closed. 67% increase in gross commission income. And then they had 5% ROI, return on investment. So in my email that I shot out yesterday, it said for every 100 individuals that you've got, if you're using this application over the course of 12 months, you should get 5 deals directly from that. I mean, literally, if you did nothing, you just put that in there and you did nothing. You walked away from it, you should get 5 phone calls that said, hey, I got a deal. Can I be honest with you guys? I just had this happen to me on Tuesday. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Wednesday. So I put all of my people that I used to work with, and I said, you know what? I'm going to practice what I preach, so I put them in there. Guess what happened? What happened to my phone? Ring, ring, ring. Wow. It does work. It does work. So now, one of the bigger ahas that I had there is anybody else, they look at their touch campaign and they just want to go ahead and modify it, just make it just perfect. I want my logo to be the big one up there, and I want to go ahead and make it have all this pretty fun, cool language and that sort of thing. Is anybody else like that? Because I am.
Yeah.
I mean, that's me. I want like, the Ferrari thing going out. The problem is it doesn't go out. Now, let's just say the Ferrari did go out, okay? This is a 5% return on investment. Let's say that that was just looking perfect. I mean, the best marketing material you could possibly imagine.